Hello, this is Kara from Kara Tarot with a general reading for Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. I'm doing a particular kind of reading today, a particular intention. The spread that I'm using is by Denise at Tarot of Dreams 80. I just recently did this spread with a different deck, and I do like this spread. And what I'm doing is a follow-up on a video by Mariana from Happening by Chance, where she was talking about political events, both here in the United States and around the world, and the injustice and incapacity of so many people who have been affected in terms of losing their homes, losing their welfare, people being kidnapped and disappearing. So a heavier focus today, and the name of her video, and I will link it in the text below, and I'll try to put a card in my video also so you can click on it. The name of her video was How to Channel Our Anger into something helpful and constructive. And so this is the contemplation where we begin today. The issues that I want to work with: mind, body, spirit, internal influences, external influences, a card from the bottom of the deck, and a random card from the middle of the deck. So on our mind, the Seven of Pentacles, usually a bright and beautiful card. It's a time of reevaluation. I usually equate this to that time when you're planting a garden and you pause in the middle of the heavy work, you get a break, and you can evaluate short-term, long-term goals, how your plan is going, how you're going to get there, whether you need to reevaluate the long-term plan. And so our mind today is definitely casting around for what is the best long-term solution when we don't particularly see an end in sight to the inhumanity, to the difficulties. It's hard to care for other things if you don't even have the wherewithal or the control to be able to take care of yourself, the control of circumstances. Body, the Ten of Pentacles. An elephant never forgets. Ten of Pentacles, again, usually a tremendously positive card. And one reason I wanted to use this deck is because it is very soft. It's very gentle in the way that it reads. So since this is such a heavy topic, I wanted to use the gentleness of this deck with that. So here we have the families. These are the families that have been torn apart, and torn apart in a whole lot of different ways depending on where you are in the world. Torn apart by political differences, torn apart by the Republican Party, the elephant in the room, the so-called Republican Party. Families being disrupted, whether it's in Gaza, where their homes are bombed and there's starvation, whether it's in, things going on in the Middle East, in Libya, people being kidnapped here and taken and sent to another country where they theoretically can't even get any information about them. So the body, we are the body. We as humans are the body. Trying, hopefully, trying to protect each other. So if we are trying to find a way to channel our discontent and anger, this would be, we have to keep our sight on long-range plans, and one of those imperatives has to be caring for each other, particularly caring for the weakest among us, whether they not necessarily children, but those who are weak, those who are voiceless. Spirit, the Ace of Cups. Our love has to be overflowing. This isn't a time when we can be selfish and say that having empathy for other people is wrong. This is a time when we must be overflowing with our generous impulses, our kindness, and our care for others. Internal influences. Strength. Well, thank goodness. We will need all of it. We will need all of our strength. And maybe just a reminder that strength isn't always active. This is a resting, nurturing lion. Reminder that strength isn't force used against people. Strength is what it takes to care for people. And strength takes moments of rest to regenerate if needed, to be able to move forward the next day. External influences. The King of Cups. Generally, the king of emotions, and we certainly have that. We have a king of misguided emotions and of turbulent waters. There are turbulent waters here. There are a cup in one hand and a staff in the other, and always looking at the crown, always thinking about what the golden portion of this card. That is the external force that we are concerned with, be it whether it's in this country or in other countries. The bottom card of the deck, I often read as an opposite. So we'll see what it is. So the Five of Swords. This is a bully. This is, this is opposing these solutions here. We have bullying. We have many people injured and walking away, even unable to take with them what they had. While this bully doesn't care if he stands alone, as long as he's left standing. There is a quote at the beginning of, I think it is the Merlin miniseries, where one of the great kings, soldiers are running around all around him within his castle, and he says, quote, "Let the whole world die if I die." And that quote has always remained in my mind as what is obviously the mindset of a person who's in charge here in the United States, and I don't think he's alone in that. I think Putin would be another one, Assad was another one of those. Let everybody die. If I'm not going to be able to maintain my crown, let the whole world die. And then from the middle of the deck, Four of Cups. It's difficult. It's depressing. It's difficult. There may be solutions that we cannot see yet. We can focus on what we have, but we're off kilter where we are. And we feel, each of us in many ways feels very alone. And we have to remember that there is someone offering a hope over here, even if you can't see it every day. There are people taking a stand left and right. Are they being assaulted? Yes. Are they being gotten rid of in various ways in various countries? Yes. But they're there, and even if it's not really enough, if it's not as much as you need, it's worthwhile to remember that it's there. I'm going to add 2 oracle cards to this from the Dreaming Way Lenormand. I'm using this as an oracle. Mountain, well, Mariana, there we are. This was prominent in her reading. The mountain in the Lenormands is a difficulty, something that's very difficult to surmount, not easily approached, not easily changed, and something which is just going to take a lot of effort and a lot of work. It's not, it's neither hopeful nor defeating. It's just, it is what it is. And the bear, and now clearly there is a country involved here that is represented by a bear. Let me see what this says about the bear. There's a quote from Martin Luther King with this bear card. Quote, "Our nettlesome task is to discover how to organize our strength into compelling power." End quote. The bear card represents strength and power. Though there may be a gentle person behind the bear's face on this card, her assertive energy is quite intimidating. Even a kind maternal person can be overbearing and dominating. The bear defends its territory and its resources, but she also protects her own and offers safety and security. So I would say this is both an acknowledgement of the intrinsic part that Russia plays in this situation, either overtly or covertly, but also this is speaking, since this reading is about what can we do, the biggest thing we can remember is that we must be caring for others while we assert our dominance. That dominance, leaving everyone else to fend for themselves, destroying other people, and just with eyes on what you can get out of it yourself, which we have ample people in the news every day now within our administration for whom this is the goal, that is not where we need to be. It's not where we're trying to get. That is the mountain that feels insurmountable. And this is where we need to be going, protecting and caring in a maternal way the weakest among us, the most marginalized among us. Somber, but not without hope. I hope this is meaningful to you today. In closing, I'd just like to say thank you again to Mariana from Happening by Chance for this kind of a call to action to at least sometimes utilize our reading skills towards a constructive call to action. Blessings to you today. Thank you.